What would you do if you find out your best friend is dating your father? She calls him her sugar daddy. You know, when the story got to my table, I decided to find out the meaning of sugar daddy. I hear the phrase thrown around all the time. He's my sugar daddy, he's my sugar mommy. So I decided to find out. Apparently, it is a rich, older man who spends money or gifts on a younger woman in return for sex or companionship. So it's obviously not a rich man showing favors and saying, oh, because I like you so much, take money for nothing. Something is expected in return. There is never a free lunch. So today's story came to us through an individual out there, a girl, a young girl, who is now in big trouble because she is about, her secret is about to be blown out of the roof. Her boyfriend found out she is seeing a sugar daddy. So in this case, she has two men. She has her boyfriend whom she's dating, and then her best friend's dad. I won't tell you all the story because I'll show the story to you shortly. I'd like to remind you that we are still in the season of COVID-19. So please, please, please take care of yourself. Wear your mask. Wash your hands with soap and running water. Use your hand sanitizers. Practice safe distance. And so today, because we are trying to follow the protocol of COVID-19, I have just one person with me in the studio who is quite far away from me. He is Pastor Joseph Kusi, but he doesn't want me to address him as pastor. He always says, Evie, no, call me Joe. Joe is fine. So today I'm going to be calling him Joe. But his title, he's a pastor, so he will come from different angles. He'll come from the biblical if he wants to, and also share his opinion as a man when this is happening. I know he has a family of his own. I'm wondering what will happen if, okay, his daughter is not that old. But I have three people joining me virtually as well. I have someone all the way from the States, I have someone in Ghana, and someone from Techiman. I would introduce them to you shortly. I'd like to remind you that if you want to join this conversation, you can reach us on Facebook, which is Hope TV Ghana, and YouTube, Hope TV Ghana as well. Just go there, leave your thoughts, your comments, your opinions under the comment section, and as the discussion goes on, I'll find some time to read some of your comments so you can be part of the conversation. My name is Evie. Real Talk comes your way in the studios of Hope TV, and today we are here to discuss the very interesting topic of my best friend is dating my dad. So in this case, the girl is saying she's dating her best friend's dad. So let me go straight ahead and introduce my guest to you. I'll start with my guest in the studio, Joe. Yeah.
Evie.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Great.
It's been a while.
Sure.
Today they're here.
Finally.
I've been pestering you for a while. Thank you so much for coming.
What about you doing too?
I'm fine.
All
I'm
right.
fine. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Yes. So the next person I'll introduce is Mrs. Efua Ba. She is joining me virtually. Efua, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, Evelyn.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. How's the family? Those two beautiful little girls of yours.
Everyone is doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Thank you so much. I'm good. Thank you so much for coming on the show. So the next person joining me is another Joseph. Joseph all the way from Techiman. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I don't think Joseph can hear me. So I'll move on to my next guest, who is Abigail. Abigail Yeboah. Abigail, can you hear me? She's joining me all the way from the States, Ohio. Abigail, if you can hear me, please say hi to me and my wonderful audience.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
We are so grateful that you made time to join us on the show today. I hope you're ready for the discussion.
Oh, yes. Very much ready.
Yes. So, guys, you have met my amazing panelists. They are going to try and share with you their opinions, what they think of this story, any advice they can give to this young girl. And I want you to listen to the story, because what I said was just the surface. There are more details in there, more interesting details in there. And I'll try and check in with Joseph if he is back online. Joseph, are you back?
Yes, please, I'm back.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us. Good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm very well, thank you. I guess you're also okay.
I'm fine. I hope you are ready for the story today.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, thank you for joining me, and thank you for coming on Real Talk once again. So, guys, we'll go and take a look at our story. Please pay attention. With all your comments, go to our Facebook page or YouTube page and leave them down under the comment section. And when we come back, we'll go straight into the discussion. My name is Evie. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that quick break and the look at our story. If you're just joining us, this is Real Talk in the studios of Hope TV Ghana. My name is Evie, and today I have with me in the studio Joe. I have joining me virtually Efua, Abigail, and Joseph. And if you just missed our story, so there's this young lady who is dating her best friend's father, and she says the man respects her, he spends on her, gives her money. She knows the man's wife. The man's wife takes her as a daughter because obviously she is her friend's friend. So whenever they are going for vacation, whatever, the man asks her, oh, come along, let's go and have fun, you are part of the family. So the woman does not suspect that her husband is in a relationship with a girl the age of their child. So unfortunately, the girl, unfortunately, the girl has a boyfriend. And this boyfriend found out through text messages or chats that she's been exchanging with the man that there's something going on like this. And so he took screenshots and decided to blackmail the girl with it. So now he asks for money in return, or I'll reveal this to everybody. And so she's paid. She says she's made the first payment, but this is becoming routine. The guy keeps asking for money, and the guy has gone to befriend her best friend. So they have a cordial relationship. And anytime he asks for money and she says no, he says, I will tell your friend if you do not give me the money. Now she says she wants this to stop. And she's promising that if we can help her to stop her boyfriend from blackmailing her, she would stop the relationship with the sugar daddy or her best friend's daddy. So this is the story we have on our table today, and my amazing panelists will be helping me try to understand where this is coming from, where her mind is, why she decided to do this, and what we can do about this blackmailer of a boyfriend. So Joe,
yeah,
your general take on the story so far.
Well, the story is both interesting and complicated. I mean, if you hear of it, it seems like a movie story.
Right.
But it's not. I see it, first of all, I see it to be one of the real stories out there going on. Not only is it common, but in fact, it's now visible and pervasive. We see it on our campuses, I mean, in many social gatherings, even in churches. It happens, and it requires, it has so many aspects. We're talking about sugar relationships, right? We're talking about sugar relationships. It's also called transactional sex. You know, when sex becomes a transaction, there's a financial gain or aspect of it. So I'm not sure whether in Ghana we have any data revealing how many young ladies are trapped in such relationships. But in Kenya, in 2018, there was a study that was done by a research group called Busara Center for Behavioral Economics for BBC. In their interview, they interviewed over 250 young ladies, and the 20% revealed that they have or they've been into sugar relationships before. I mean, sugar daddy, sugar mommy, 20%. In spite of the fact that the researchers inferred that, in fact, many of them were even trying to hide the truth, yet they still got 20%. And those people, young ladies or ladies, also revealed that 24% of their friends, an average of 24% of their friends, also are engaged in it. So it is real. In this, that's why we're talking about it on Real Talk.
Right.
In this story, I see unfaithfulness. In this story, I see, of course, the grand theme, betrayal. You know, in this story, I see opportunism. You know, especially the boyfriend of the lady.
Right.
You know, trying to be opportunistic about it. And in this story also, I see a home or a family that does not provide the atmosphere for children to present their difficulties. I mean, have the freedom to present their difficulties. Because as we go into the story, we are told the lady says if her parents get to know of it, she's doomed, she's finished. And that is one of her headaches or difficulties. That tells you that she is from perhaps a rigid family, rigid home, and that she is concerned about how she will break the news or she will reveal the truth to them. So these are the general perspectives of the story that I gather. I'm sure we'll go into details as we move on.
Yes, we will. Yeah, Abigail, if I'll come to you, what is your general take on the story? And then as a woman, why do you think young women would date older married men? And in this case, a best friend's father?
I think my take on it is as I read it, I was like, wow, this is a very complicated situation because there's a lot of people that are entangled in it that can get hurt, from the best friend to the mother, her parents, herself. There's a lot of unfaithfulness, as Pastor said, that once this truth comes out, it's not only affecting her, it's going to be affecting a lot of people. And I think the reason why sometimes females will date older married men is because they can get the benefits of a relationship without having the duties of a relationship. So with money-wise, you know, they can get it anytime they need. If they go, it's like, oh, give me 1,000 here and there. The sugar daddy is able to provide that for them. And a lot of these young ladies who are up and coming, who are struggling, when they see these things on social media with people showing off their designer, Louis, Gucci, and whatnot, it makes it so much easier to be like, oh, it's okay, you know, this is normal. Everybody's doing it. As Pastor said, about 20% of the females said that they do it, and their, you know, best friends or their friends are doing it too. So if my friend is doing it, then I see no problem in doing it. And to them, I think their mindset might be they think it's temporary, so they're doing it for a short while. And as long as no one finds out, it's not hurting anybody.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Thank you so much for your take. Joseph, I'll come to you and ask you if you have any general take on the story you would like to share. And then my question again to you, in your own opinion, in your own mind, what are some of the reasons you would give for a young girl dating her best friend's dad, or for a young girl, a young lady dating a married man in general?
Okay, thank you very much. I think the story is a bit complicated in my view, because the lady is in a dilemma. If this thing is out, what am I going to do with my life? I pay for, in this case, the friend, the family, and by extension, should I say the rival? Well, let me say it. Are they going to accept me back as whom my
network?
Joseph, I can't hear you. I don't know if it's the network. Okay, I'll try and get back to Joseph, check in with him later. But if I'm coming to you and I'm asking for your general take on the story, and then as a married woman, I mean, you're still a very young lady, why do you think women would date older men who obviously there's no future with? Because this time she had her boyfriend on the side as well. And what will be some of the reasons, and also your general take on the story? After that, I would like to ask you as well, if you think her boyfriend who has gone ahead to blackmail her, is that a way of letting her stop? Do you support his actions, or you think he's just in for the money? As Joe said, he's very opportunistic in this case.
Okay, so Eve.
Yeah.
Should I be here?
Should you what?
Can I be very sincere?
Oh yeah. This is real talk
Okay.
after all.
These things a lot all the time. So I won't sit here and pretend I don't know anyone who has dated someone's father, maybe someone I don't know's father. It happens all the time. But in this case, it's your friend's father, best friend. So, I mean, you are expected to go through some sort of consequence, because this is like really deep. They've let you into their home, especially your best friend's mother.
Right.
You understand? For you to ignore all these things and still go ahead and date the man is I mean, I don't mean to judge her, but she didn't try. She didn't try at all. It was bound to end in a bad way. The blackmail is even better, if you ask me. And yes, because it could have gotten worse. Some people really get physical. You understand? So at least he's not even hitting you or something. He's asking for money. And that's what you get for cheating on a young guy who loves you. You understand? Like, he loves you. You even have a boyfriend. Like, these days, people don't even get a chance to have a younger boyfriend. People are gnashing. You understand? So, yes, you have yourself a young guy who loves you, and this is what you pay him back with. Like, you pay him back like this. I think whatever she's going through, she deserves it. I'm sorry.
If I think whatever this young lady is going through, she deserves it. And she mentioned that people are gnashing. That reminds me of the song of Valentine is coming, where's your boyfriend? People do not have boyfriends, and you're sitting here cheating on your boyfriend. But Joe,
yeah,
why do you think women are going? You mentioned, you gave us stats on 20%, 24%. What are some of the reasons why? Is it financial difficulties? Is it just pure greed? Or is now a trend that when you're dating older men, it's like a thing that people praise you on? And also the issue of the blackmailing. Are you in support of this guy's action when he found that he decided that, today all the money you're getting from so and so's father, me and you will share it? Are you in support of that?
all right. So with regards to the reasons, there can be many reasons. You know, But let me give these two scenarios. You have one lady, one person, who is broke, perhaps has only 10 cedis with her, and then she decides to use the 10 cedis left with her to pick a car, get to a hotspot where she believes she can get an older man. I mean, yeah. So she goes, and luckily for her, she gets one, and then engages in transactional sex, as I call it, gets 100 cedis in return. Now the 100 cedis she gets, she goes back to her home, and then she can use the rest to take care of her for the rest of the month.
Right.
That is one reason. For such a person, it's pure desperation and hunger. That where she feels that she doesn't have alternatives, so she has to go into it. You have another scenario where a lady gets into contact or encounter a man, and then for quite a long period of time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, the man gradually, spreads for him, sponsors.
Right.
He becomes a sponsor or a blesser. That's what they call it. For such a person, the second scenario, it is not just hunger, it's not just desperation, but we're having a scenario where she's exchanging youth and beauty for long-term financial gain. Sometimes motivated not by hunger but by aspiration. And the aspiration here, it can be motivated by social media, slay queens, comparing yourself with other people, and how, trying to live a life or have a lifestyle that you are not yet there. So that aspiration can let you get wrapped or trapped in that relationship, such kind of relationship. So I'm talking about desperation on one side. I'm talking about, you can also have a scenario where the person thinks that her overall condition will be better off if she gets hooked by a sugar daddy, because they are able to pay. Definitely, they are higher bidders than the going for a young guy of her age. Yeah. Now the second question, the second aspect in terms of being support. If we try to be realistic, right? Perhaps that is the best deal the lady have. But my concern is, it raises the question of, does the guy truly love the lady or the girl? Because if he loves her, the reaction will be jealousy. It will be anger. It will be, yes, that is the natural reaction of someone who truly loves you and find out that you are engaging in this. You understand? With respect to, getting into the level where it will get to violence, of course, it will not be encouraged. That will be to the extreme. Even if you get angry, even if you have to exercise self-control. But that is the reaction I'm expecting. I'm not expecting a reaction of opportunism, where you now have to blackmail and engage in that, trade with her. The only way I will support her is if that is the game the two play. Maybe we don't know the full story, what their relationship is about. Maybe they have been doing that. And if that is the case, then I can say that the relationship is not going anywhere. Because love, I don't see love there. Of course, the lady, by the virtue of the fact that she's been unfaithful, there's a question mark about her love towards, to the guy. And the guy's reaction also of now taking opportunity of that advantage to get money. I have serious issues with the love component, because that is what I am concerned. Right.
Yeah. I totally get your point. I don't know if Joseph is back, but I'm still trying to get you to join us on the show. So I'll come to you, Abigail. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, Easy.
Yes, Joseph, you're back.
Yes, just that I have a little blackout, so
it would be your voice.
The video is off for now. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Share with us your opinion before you were unfortunately cut.
Yes, I was trying to say that this whole story is complicated a bit, and then an issue of a future unknown to the lady who is now into this deep shit. She might be thinking of what people might see if this story comes out. That's exactly what her fears are. But I can tell you, if she's able to, own up and take responsibility of whatever thing that has happened and try to make amends, I think things will be better off. So that is my initial take that I'm try to give on this particular story. There again, I think this thing is becoming a phenomenon. It is becoming a normal thing which shouldn't be encouraged in one way or the other. That is because when I look at the issues surrounding this particular world, there are so many things that could happen to someone who engages in some of these acts. But it looks as if people are not able to understand because of the financial gains that they might get out of that whole trade that they engage themselves in. But I can say for now that as we get deeper into the story, we look at some of the ways in which some of these things might be resolved so that no one will find him or herself in this deep shit. That is my initial take.
Okay, thank you. Abigail, I'll come to you and I'll ask you. So this boyfriend is blackmailing her. He's extorting money from her. And now it's becoming routine. He's intentionally going to befriend the girl's best friend, who is the child of this sugar daddy in question, so that if his girlfriend decides not to pay, he would reveal all the information to the friend. And now she wants to find out, what can she do to stop this guy from extorting money from her? What are some of the things she can do? Should she involve the police? And she wants all these in a way that the truth will not be found out. So she wants a way she can stop the guy where the truth will not be found out. And she said if indeed that happens, she would end the relationship. What are some of the ways you think she can stop this guy from extorting the money from her?
Honestly, there's only one way. She has to tell the truth. He only holds one power over her, and that's the truth. And as long as she doesn't reveal the truth to, the family and her best friend, he's going to keep holding that over her. And he's going to find different ways to either extort money or get things from her. And I find a little eerie for the fact that she says that, if she's able to stop him, she will end the relationship. I honestly believe she will not. Because if she really wanted to end the relationship, the moment the boyfriend started threatening that, if you don't give me this money, I'm going to tell your best friend or tell the family, she would have told, her best friend. And I think she's doing herself a great disservice, because the longer it takes for her to tell her best friend, the harder it is for her to actually amend the relationship, for them to reconcile again, and actually start building that relationship again. So I think she's just looking for a way to win, where she can stop the boy from extorting her and also actually continue that relationship, her parents not finding out, and then still having her best friend. She's trying to win. And as this, saying goes, all, things hidden in the dark must come to the light. And she needs to let it come to the light before it hits the fan and everything is ruined for her.
Right, I totally agree. But as we are talking about what the girl has done and how it is wrong, we all agree on that. What about the married man? You are married with a wife and kids. You are actively dating a girl young enough to be your child. What do we say to such men who leave home, leave their wives, and go and pick girls who can be their daughters, spend so much on them? I don't even think he spends that much on his wife and kids. And this is what is happening now. And so the young girls know that when I step out there, somebody's father is going to take care of me. What do we say to such men and their vows that they've made and their responsibilities to their families?
I say shame on them, really, because as the same way, we usually talk bad on these young ladies who do that, but I think it's the man who is actually supposed to be getting the bad rap. As you're saying, more than likely, he's not spending that same amount of money on his wife or his kids. And it could be that, something might not be going great between him and his wife, but you took that vow. So that is your responsibility to make sure that things are going great, in your relationship with your wife. And if it's not, you talk about it and try to find ways to fix it. And I think he has the same blame as the young lady, because of all the people that you could have chosen to have as a sugar baby, as they call it, you chose your own daughter's best friend. You didn't see anybody else in this world but her, and that's who you chose. That makes it even worse, because she's young enough to be your own daughter, and you are having this transaction with her in exchange where you are basically becoming her, sponsor. So as an older gentleman, he should know better. And I guess say the girl's a little bit naive, and he's preying on that to get his needs satisfied, maybe something that his wife might not be able to do for him.
Thank you so much, Abigail, for that contribution. We are still in the studios of Hope TV Ghana on the show Real Talk, having this discussion on sugar daddies, and in this case, a girl's best friend. So a best friend is dating her daddy, literally. And I have in the studio with me Joe, Abigail, Efwa, and Joseph. We have to go for a quick break. Please do not go anywhere. When we come back, we'll look at some of the advice we can give to this girl, how to stop this relationship, and if indeed she must confess it all. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
For the lack of knowledge you will perish, as the Bible says in Hosea 4 verse 6.
The grace, the blood of Jesus is there for us. So I can't be sick, I can't be poor, I cannot suffer affliction.
Jesus told you, be faithful unto death to receive the crown of life. We have to go through tribulation, have to go through problems, because there will be no crown without a cross.
The verse says that we would go through afflictions because of his name's sake.
Yes.
There are lots of eye-opening discussions to prepare you for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Join us as we watch the signs with Pastor Kwabena Chum on Hope Channel this and every Thursday at 4 p.m.
Back from the quick break, this is Real Talk in the studio of Hope TV. My name is Evie, and today we are having a discussion on sugar daddies. And if you just joined the conversation, I would ask you to tell someone that they can also watch us live on Facebook and YouTube, Hope TV Ghana. Leave your thoughts, your comments under the comment section. Enjoy this very interesting conversation we are having in the studio. So far we've been speaking on how why women are dating older, rich, married men, and even why some of the men are entertaining these women, because I believe they go, the girls could probably entice them, but they go in for it. And what are some of the ways we can stop this? Also, there is an issue of blackmail in here, where the girl, she has a boyfriend who found out, and now he is blackmailing her. So stay tuned and join the rest of the conversation. And I am sure you'll be very, very well entertained and educated as well. But Efwa, if you're there, I would like to come to you again. And okay. I remember Abigail saying that there's no way she can stop the guy from extorting money from him if she does not confess it all. So she literally takes the power away from him, and then she'll be the one with the power to say, okay, I'm stopping this. Whether you tell or not, I am already going to tell. Do you think there's another way she can stop him? Should she involve the police? Somebody said she should find area boys so that they'll deal with him. Do you agree with that? Or you think she should come clean as well?
Okay.
And
so
you, before then, you were a married woman. What would you tell your husband is not a sugar daddy because he's very young now, but or even your dad, you know, going after these younger. What are some of the things you tell these men that they should stay at home and stay by their wives?
Okay, so Eve, I don't know what you can tell a man to make him stay. If a man wants to stay, he will stay. He won't stay because you asked him to. Because I'm sure there are other older wives out there who have seen their husbands cheat on them severally, and they talk to them. So will you promise it wouldn't happen again? The man is like, yeah, and they go back and cheat again. So I think on that side, all you can do is pray for your man. Yes, if you love him and you want to stay with him, all you can do is pray to God so that he has a change of heart and do the right thing.
Right.
That side, that's all I can say. And with the girl, I think I'll side with Abigail. There's nothing to do. She can't do anything about it. Ghana Vide.
She shouldn't organize area boys.
No, she shouldn't do that. She might just end up in jail. But I mean, we are in Ghana. Involving the police is cost 90. It won't help. So the only thing she has to do is confess.
Yeah. That is the only option. She should confess.
Yeah, she has to confess.
Yeah. Joseph, do you agree?
She won't die if she confesses. She won't die.
She's afraid of her parents. She says her parents will finish her.
I mean, she had to know that there was going to be a consequence. Like, I wish I knew her age, because if you're old, you are doing this, definitely it won't end well. It will never end well. Hey, your best dad, it won't end well.
Right.
So she face it. She has to face it.
Right. I don't know if Joseph's Doomsaw is still worrying his connection, but I don't think he can.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Yay, Joseph is back. Yeah. ECG, you did not disappoint. Thank you. But Joseph, I'll come to you and ask the same question. You're a man. You'll get old one day and then be in the position not to be a sugar daddy, but have the qualities of a sugar that is a rich married man. And what would you tell yourself or a fellow man in this situation? And also, what is your take on this guy extorting money from her and how she should stop it? Do you agree with the ladies that she should, come out and say, oh, I've done it. So, Charlie, this is it.
Yeah, I think the only option there is to confess. That's the only option. Because whatever you do, as my sister rightly said, if you organize area boys, people might get to know. If you go to the police, still people will know.
Right.
You get the point.
Right.
So the best feeling is you letting the cat out of the bag your own self, so that the humiliation will be much, what shall I say, conceivable, so that you don't escalate problems.
Right.
Yeah. So I think the best way is to confess. Because, one issue about blackmail. People only blackmail you to instill fear in you so that they can manipulate you.
Right.
So that they can get whatever thing they need from you. That's the only problem. So once that fear is in you, the person will always continue to extort money or other ransom from you. So identify people who might be hurt when the problem comes out. Now, the first of these persons is the friend. The person is your best friend. And you are going out with her dad. That is a bit scary. But she's got to tell her. That is number one. Then the second people who are to know are the parents. Now, in the story, she made mention that if the parents get to know, she is dead. But I'm telling you, even though parents must scold you, insult you and all others, but they are the very first people who always accept you no matter how you are. They can never throw you away.
Right.
You get my point?
Right.
So my point is that confess to your friend and also to your parents. And when that thing is done, you can boldly walk to the guy who is blackmailing you and tell the person that now what you're doing is now post-90. Because the person whom you blackmail me to, in this case, my friend, is already aware of the issue. My parents are aware, so what is the problem again? You get the point?
Yeah.
So my thinking is that she should be able to own up and accept responsibility. Even biblically, I think Proverbs chapter 28, verse 13, that whoever hides their sin, you see, those people will not be blessed. So you need to open up, and remove that fear from you. Because we should understand that whatever you do has gotten consequences. And these are some of the consequences that will come.
Right.
But it is good to own up now, so that the consequences will be minimal than letting someone else let the cat out of the bag.
Right.
And I'm also thinking that perhaps the guy has not even seen anything. Sometimes it happens that way with blackmail. Sometimes they might just threaten you with false information. They might not even have that information. And I'm sure she's enjoying free relationship with the daddy now. She should also let the daddy know that someone is blackmailing her. And that she intends to stop the relationship. I think that will also help.
Okay.
Because when the friends get to find out and they are still dating, that would be a very huge blow on her part.
On her part.
So I am thinking that she should also let the man know and then stop. And then you also asked a question about, let's say, my fellow men, when we are finally grown and then start coming. I will say that pleasure, it only occurs in a minute. You cannot enjoy forever. Those things are not going to help. You can just help someone's daughter for free without just taking something in return. There's no blessings in that.
There's no blessing in
that. So I
that.
believe that, yeah, we can help people without taking anything in return.
Right.
And if you start this one, then be doing that, I think it will help a lot. That's my take.
Thank you so much, Joseph. But Joe, everybody is saying she should confess so that the boy will stop taking. Do you agree? And then the sugar daddies, what do you have to say to them? Yeah,
I agree with one of our friends who said shame on her. I mean, shame on him. It is definitely not a responsible act.
Right.
You know, regardless of the reasons that we can ascribe, for there are always reasons. One of them is, as I look at the story, I see naivety also in it, on the part, not only the lady, the young girl, but also on the part of the woman, the wife.
Oh.
And you see, this accounts for a lot of married men going out. Naivety on the part of married women. How come that she's not sensing anything? Because in the story we are told that this girl even joins the family, I mean, on vacation, when they go out and all of that. You see, so such naivety, I'm not saying it is, but such potential naivety, why she's not, maybe she's not being smart enough to be suspicious of anything. Maybe there are some signs going on, but she's behaving, she's ignoring. And if you keep ignoring things, you become ignorant. Actually, that is it. If you are fond of ignoring clear signs, then you become ignorant. I'm not saying she is, I'm saying that it can be. And such naivety also plays out in many married women, not making the effort to please their men sexually, because they take things for granted. They think I have him, he is under my, he's under my roof, you know, and this I'm speaking to the woman. You see, so these are some of the reasons. It can also be that the man, it is his character. Marriage is not the antidote to fornication. So if he has not been able to exercise self-control for long, even in marriage, he will still go ahead to do that.
To do that.
You understand?
Yeah.
The advice I'll give to him is that, look, it's not going to help him. It's going to lead to disgrace, and the earlier he stops, the better. I will advise him with Proverbs chapter 5, verse 17 to 19. It says, let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. Verse 18 says, let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of your youth. Okay? Let her be as the loving hand and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. Because you have contributed to the flatness of her breast. This is not the time to say that you are no longer interested.
Right.
You have to, the good book is advising you to stay put with the breast, no matter how But we encourage women to keep themselves always attractive, even as they age. You know, because this is it's a common phenomenon. Many married men, especially of wealth and power, are out there as hunters. You know, getting this young lady. I can't agree more with the advice to the young girl. It seems that's the only route. I have been thinking, is there only any other way? But it seems not. Apart from she being truthful and confessing, she should first go to her parents, because that is where she can be guaranteed of, confidence. Okay, she should go there, and beginning with the mother. That is normal. It doesn't mean that it is so all the time. There are some daughters, they are more glued to their fathers than mothers. But in most occasions, you are comfortable dealing with your mothers first, and then the father comes in. It requires boldness. As someone said, definitely the consequences, you can't avoid all of them. You understand? So she has to go to her parents and tell them everything, and then they can even lead her or accompany her to go to their wife.
And apologize.
That's the woman, and apologize. Okay, and then assure her of their daughters or the ladies' disinterest in the relationship. And then finally the man will come in. If she starts with the man, it will not get solved. Because the man is still interested in the relationship. He will like to keep it going. Right. The boyfriend should be the last person. He should be the last person in this case.
I want to pick some comments so we can continue. This is from Ruth Jisa. She says, see this girl, yourself and your best friend and the father are all not correct. Thomas Owusu said, it looks like your cup is full and the window of escape is very narrow. I think the only escape route is to discuss with your boyfriend you want to quit your relationship with your sugar daddy and stay faithful to him. If he really loves you, then I believe there will be a relief. If that doesn't work, then lose a friend and a boyfriend and set your life free. Arthur Bright says, you can never stop him. Just confess your devilish acts to your best friend's family and end the relationship. Better to be ashamed than to go through emotional trauma. That boyfriend must also be shown the exit door. Your boyfriend does not love you. He's just taking advantage of your sins. Divorce them both. And Rose Mensa says the possibility that your boyfriend will get rid of the chat is slim, because right now it is everything for him. He will blackmail you every time he wants to. In such situations, for you to be free is to come out clean. By that I mean confess to your friend and your mom. Be ready for the consequences, but the most important thing is that it will bring an end to the blackmail and a possible end of the relationship you have with your friend's father. You may lose your friendship, your parents will be disappointed, and many others, but at the end of the day, you will enjoy the peace within that nobody can give. It's not easy, but it's the right thing to do. Sophia in Cancer says, Accra Bonnie, for your boyfriend, steal his phone and put it in the public toilet. Or you can gather area boys for him. Instead of you to advise the lady to stop, you are rather blackmailing her. Okay, Sarah says, women, we are our own enemies. Your fellow woman's husband, to the extent of going on vacation with him. Hey, don't give any money to him again. That's the boyfriend. Let him do his worst. He is not your husband. Okay, people obviously have very interesting comments. I want to take just a few. This one is from Josephine Mensajan, who says there are many reasons which account for a lady dating a sugar daddy who is like a father. Some date the men because their parents are irresponsible, and these men sponsor her in every need she wants, but that does not permit the lady to date older married men. For the boyfriend, who isn't supposed to blackmail the lady, but rather advise the lady to put an end to the relationship with the sugar daddy and help her to come out from such challenge if he really loves the lady. Sethina Efo Arthur says, Evie, the sugar daddies too are worrying the young girls, so they need to stop. God is watching them. Unfortunately, I can't take all your comments, but thank you so much for bringing them in, and hopefully we'll take a lot more next week. Our time is so far spent. So Efo, I'll come to you and then I'll ask, how does she end this relationship? Jo says she should go to her parents or her mother, talk to them, and then they will lead that whole discussion. What is your opinion? How should she end the relationship? Is it by confessing to the family first? What is your take?
I think she should tell her best friend.
Okay.
Yes, because it was through her best friend she got into their family. So she owes her best friend an explanation. I mean, she choose not to tell her parents about it because her parents might not find out. If that's what's carrying her, they might not find out. So she should channel all her energy to her best friend because she's the one she owes right now an explanation. Right. So.
Okay, if I think that's the first person to talk to is your best friend, and then hopefully you get some sort of comfort from them. But if should she continue her relationship with this boyfriend, the blackmailer?
No, because the boy doesn't love her. Once you are blackmailing her, you don't love her. Because I think what a boyfriend who loves you will do is either tell you to stop and walk away, or get mad and walk away. But you blackmail her, no, he doesn't love her.
He does not love her. This is FY. She says that the boyfriend doesn't love you.
With the boy, tell her best friend, and then end it with her best friend's father as well.
Okay. So end with both the boyfriend and the boyfriend's father, and speak to your best friend. Yeah. Okay. Abigail, what is your take? How should she go about this? How do you advise her to go about ending the relationship? And do you think she should end the relationship with her boyfriend as well?
Yes, I was actually going to say that she should tell her parents first, but then Afua brought up a good reason that the parents might not find out. So they could be the last people, to know. But she does definitely owe her best friend an explanation. And I think if their bond or their relationship is that great, her best friend might be hurt, but it will take some time to build that up again. And then definitely cut the boyfriend off because as she said, he doesn't love her. And even if he did, that love has turned into hate now. And that's what's causing him to, do that extortion for the money and everything. I think Pastor said at the beginning that if he didn't love her and that's why he's extorting, we don't know the full story, but I think that he did, And sometimes when you are hurt, it causes you to do irrational stuff.
Right.
That makes sense to someone who's, standing on the side. So his hurt probably turned into anger and was like, okay, you did me yawa, so I would do you yawa too. And this is a way of seeing how to do it. And she needs to end it with the, boyfriend, end it with the dad, because honestly, we reap what we sow.
Right.
And if she doesn't end this, all of it, it might not come to affect her now, but it might be that her daughter could be placed in the same situation later in life, or something else that she might need, later in life. And all this is going to come back to bite her back in the butt because, karma is real. Whatever you put out there is going to come back some way, somehow on you, or people around you are going to get that consequences.
Right. Thank you so much, Abigail. Joseph, quickly, how should she go about ending this whole thing?
Yeah, I first mentioned that she should talk to the best friend. That is my take. That's the first person she should talk to. Because as Sister Ifa rightly said, it is through her best friend that she got to know the sugar daddy.
Yep.
And I think that friend might be hurt most when the story is out. So she should go to the friend and explain issues to them. And when that happens, the friend might not be able to give the best counsel to her. She should find peace by also talking to the parents. Though raging the home may be, it is the only place you can find comfort and acceptance, irrespective of the act. So she should also try to talk to the parents. And as for the boyfriend, a boyfriend that blackmails, is that one to a boyfriend? I doubt. I think she let go of both the sugar daddy and then the boyfriend and start life all over again. That is my take.
That is your take. Thank you so much for giving us that take. And thank you to all my amazing panelists. Joe, I don't know if you have 1 or 2 words to end.
Yeah, just briefly.
Yeah.
I understand why our friends are suggesting that she should start or begin with her friend. I mean, but my concern is that this girl or this lady needs a strong support system. And if she first informs the best friend, don't forget the best friend now is in the same or similar condition with the mother. So she goes, she can, the what if aspect of it. What if this girl also becomes so hurt that she now decides to take the revenge approach? So she goes to her mother and then the two of them gang against this girl. Now, if the parents get to know by other means, you are now going to inform your parents.
Yeah.
You understand? So because of that support system, I think that she needs to begin where she can have the confidence of not being forsaken or not being betrayed. And then they can carry along with her.
Right, they can carry along with it. Yeah. Today, I think all my panelists, I agree with all of you. you just need to do what is right, and that is by ending the relationship with this man, and that is by confessing. And you need to apologize. Yes, your best friend, but you need to apologize to the man's wife because she clearly said she took you in as a daughter. So that is you doing something against someone who is like a mother to you. You need to apologize. That you have to do. And let go of the relationship with your boyfriend. Let go of your relationship with the sugar daddy. And concentrate on yourself. Start afresh, regroup, and go out there again. And I'm sure everything will be fine. But hey, this is a Christian channel. We cannot go without telling you to pray about this decision. Let God direct you in the decision you are taking. Let him take control. And I'm sure everything will be just all right.
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining me once again. Thank you to my amazing panelists, Joe, Joseph, Efo, and Abigail. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. And thank you guys at home for watching. Thank you, my viewers on Facebook and YouTube. We are so grateful that you always welcome your homes to us for us to bring you a show like this. I wanted to run away, but my producer is in my ear that I should allow my guests to say hi to 1 or 2 people very quickly, then we go. So this is like, okay, maybe I should start with Abigail. Abigail, you are at abroad. Greetings from abroad. Who would you like to say hi to in Ghana or even Ohio? Very quickly.
I just say hi to all my family back home in Ghana. Shout out to both my dad and my mom's side. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Joseph, Techiman.
Yeah, I think my wife, I can explain Yeah, I'm in Techiman now on Valley View campus. So my chaplain, Pastor Kusiapia, and the wife, Ifua Setina, and all the members of Valley View campus. And finally, to my dear wife, I can explain she's listening.
Agnes, your husband says hi.
And I love her so much.
Hey, he says he loves you. Valentine is coming up. That's just by the way. Who are you saying hi to?
And that happens to be her birthday.
Oh, it happens to be her birthday. Oh, happy birthday in advance,
Yes,
Agnes.
please, yeah.
God bless you so much.
Yeah.
Efua, it's your turn.
Amen.
I want to say hi to my sister, Adobia.
Really? Really? That's the first person you say hi to.
Yes. And then to the rest of the family.
And then who again?
To the rest of my family and then my friends.
Really? Is that all?
Yes, please, that's all.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, definitely my greetings to my sweet wife, Rebecca, Bruni, Kusi. I promise her I'll not be a sugar daddy to any girl, any young girl. And then, then my two girls, my two daughters, Nanama and Rama, and also greetings to all members of Agape SDA Church. Kwabinya, thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again to my panelists. You guys are amazing. And to my crew, it's always a pleasure working with you. God bless you so much for what you do for the studio and what you do specifically for this show, Real Talk. And so if you're out there and you like to place an ad or a commercial on Hope TV, you can do so. We have an amazing discount going on right now that you can take advantage of. So you'd call the number 0559 680066. That's 0559 680066. But if you want to specifically sponsor this show, which is Real Talk, you can also reach out to the same number and make your request known to the team, and they'll make sure you come on board. So whatever you want to sponsor the show with, maybe it's with drinks for my guests, maybe it's to clothe me, maybe it's to provide me with fabric, whatever it is, you can reach out to 0559 680066. Thank you once again so much. My name is Evie. I'll come your way same time next week with another very, very exciting story, just as we did today. Have a lovely, lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the content on Hope TV. Goodbye.